Tristan. Everybody say hi to Tristan.
Hi.
Tristan, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
You want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm his daughter.
Starting off on a good foot.
Yep. I've become a fan of cars through him, seeing him build his M4. Some of you may know about his S6. He had the V10 in 2007. He has many cars throughout my lifetime, and we went to a car show in New Caney, Texas, and I saw a particular car. I didn't know it then, but it was the SC300 drifting, and it just caught my eye. And so I started learning more about the car scene through there because I want to start drifting soon.
She consumes way more car content than I do. She knows more about cars than a lot of you guys do. It's kind of funny. I'm proud that she's got the bug. And shout out to Clean Culture. That was a Clean Culture show that we went to. And the Fat Cats. I'm cool with the Fat Cats. Not like the team of drifters, but I know a few of the guys, and I would actually call some of the Fat Cat guys my friends, like Mike, Fat Cat Mike, shout out Mike and Josh down at EMG. But yeah, so Tristan looked at my list. So what I always do, my family supports me in creating content, obviously. So sometimes when I'm editing or I'm coming up with ideas, I'll run it by her. And she saw my list. She was like, man, I don't know any of those people. She's like, here's some people I'm subscribed to. And if you looked at my list video, if you haven't, I'll link it right here. Go look at that. I still think it's a good list. But I think we only had overlap on one person, right? Was it Adam Mosley?
Donut and Adam.
Two. If you remember, or if you go watch that video, I mentioned that I'm not really into the builders, like the guys that the how-to and the engineers. It's just, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's how-to. What would you say it is? It's not really how-to.
Definitely how-to, breakdown videos.
How stuff works kind of people. Yeah. I'm not into the technical stuff. I'm not a technical person by nature. Even though I worked on cars, some of you guys don't know that, but I was a mechanic like in real life. And maybe that's why I'm not as into it. I just want to be entertained. But she showed me some of the videos or some of the channels that she follows. And I just wanted her to share her list with you guys. And you let me know, comment below whose list you like more. So who's your number one? Who's your go? Oh, do it in any order you want. You can go with your number one, or you can go top to bottom, however you want to do.
Okay. I have different genres, kind of. So I have a Volkswagen. So somebody that I really like to watch is the Humble Mechanic. All he does is like break down Volkswagen engines. He does the 2.5, the 5-cylinder that's in the RS3, the 1.9 TDI. It's also a legendary engine. The 1.8 TDI. He also did my engine, which is a 1.4. It's just the base model engine for Volkswagen. He just does Volkswagen Audi. That's all he does. But I just found it interesting because I have the car. And he also explains the components in the engine, which I had no clue about until like a year ago.
What would you say about his production quality? Like, how do you feel about, because I mean, she critiques me, right? Like, you guys may not have known this, but I went through this whole gimbal cinematic phase, which I still like that stuff. I like learning how to create content. But how do you feel, like, what is his look? Is he an iPhone guy, a GoPro, or like, what's his production value?
He's definitely iPhone on a tripod.
Okay.
For sure. In a shop, with all his dirty clothes, hands dirty. But it feels very personal. He has GoPro on his head sometimes. Nice. So you seeing what he's seeing. And I like that because I don't know what I'm looking at.
No, for sure.
So when I was learning, I'm like, okay, I don't know what a crankshaft is or, anything was. So it was really useful for me to be able to see what he's looking at and pointing and breaking everything down.
And now you know what a 2JZ GTE is, and you don't want the VTI, you want a
non-VVTI.
You'd be surprised the level of information that this young lady knows. All right, who was he again?
The Humble Mechanic.
Humble Mechanic, right here. All right, who's next on your list? Somebody
else who breaks down engine components very well is Engineering Explained. He's been on YouTube for a really long time. Yeah. He's been recording videos for like 12 years. I think he has like around 4 million subscribers, so he has a pretty big following. Yeah. But all he does is break stuff down. That's it. And his production quality has increased over the years. Before, he just used to record on whatever phone was out 12 years ago and on a whiteboard. He would just draw pictures of a piston and be like, wow, this is a piston ring. This is a valve spring. He would draw every single picture and the mechanisms of how things work.
I mean, with 4 million subs, you probably have a budget at that point.
Yeah.
To an extent. I mean,
but now it's a lot better.
I imagine. I'm going to have to check him out. I don't watch him, but he has come up. At least that sounds familiar. I don't want to say they've come up in my algorithm, but that name sounds super familiar.
He has a decent amount of subs, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, who's next?
Next, somebody I found recently, which I really, really like, is Speed Academy. Basically, all they do is build series. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just watched, they had a playlist on their 6K sports sedan. So they bought a sports sedan for $6,000. They did an E39 M5 and a LS430.
Oh.
And the LS430 was supercharged. Sorry to spoil it. And he just transferred everything from the M5, which was in pretty bad shape, to a wagon. I think it's a 540 wagon, I think it's called. Yeah. He just transferred it over. So he just made an M5 wagon.
All the Beamer boys know about that. We have a couple local guys. Well, one local guy I can think of, Sam Craven at Garage Eastie. He built like a M3 estate, is what they would call it. And that never came to the States. So what you watched is kind of like a grail car for the BMW fanboys. I don't know if any BMW fanboys watch my channel, but I'm going to have to watch that. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Cool. What was that name again?
Speed Academy.
I can say genuinely that I don't watch any of these channels. Like, I've never heard of Speed Academy, but knowing that they worked on a BMW and they took the guts out of the E39, which is kind of sacrilegious in a way because the E39 is an amazing car. But to put it in a long roof, that actually sounds good because the 540 is an amazing car. I'm talking too much. Next on yours.
Next one, I've got Driving for Answers. Another person who just breaks things down.
See, I really think she's in her learning phase, y'all. So I'm the same way. Like for entertainment, personally, not that it's about me, it's about her. I watch documentaries. Like I enjoy facts and consuming facts. And I think you're in that phase of I want to know everything I can about a car. So I think it's cool that there are creators that find ways to make that entertaining.
Yep.
Because it has to be entertaining to keep you watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about their style? How's their look? What's their look like?
I would say Driving for Answers, very similar to Engineering Explained. Started a while back and was just drawing pictures, but now he's kind of like he does voiceovers and he shows videos of what's happening in whatever his video's on. He breaks everything down. So he does like a series on a turbo, how turbos came about, the history of turbos.
Interesting.
And things of that nature. And breaks down how they work.
Okay.
Very similar.
Speed Academy?
Speed Academy.
Speed Academy. You gotta check them out too. All right. You got anybody else or is that your whole list?
No. Got number one, my favorite.
Okay. I'm gonna insert a drum roll.
Chris Fix.
Another person
Everybody
I never heard of.
everybody know. I don't know how he doesn't know Chris Fix. Chris Fix is huge. He has like 10 or 11 million subscribers.
Really?
Yeah. He's the go-to place to find out how to do anything. I mean, yeah. He makes videos and everything. He's done endurance races. He had like I don't know, some type of 3 series, like the 36, C36. Okay. And he built it out of like, they had a $500 budget and it was just an endurance race. He's done his drift staying. And he also has some other cars like a B2000. He has a Hummer. He has a Del Sol.
Some really eclectic taste of B2000, Hummer, and a Del Sol.
Yeah.
Wow. What a garage.
Yeah.
What is it about him? Like, 10 million subs, he's valid. So, but how is he not in my algorithm, but you found him?
I think he's definitely for people who are DIY, and I wouldn't say you're DIY at all.
I'm not.
Yeah, so he shows people how, all of his videos, he prefaces it by saying, I'm going to show you how to do a brake job with just common hand tools. So he's showing you how to do it. Even though he could use like power tools, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. To make his job faster and simpler, he tries to show people who are trying to learn and do it themselves.
Sounds pretty cool. So here's Tristan's list. And if this is in the video again, I edited it in. Yay for me editing, because I hate editing. But anyway, that's cool. I mean, do you have any honorable mentions or anybody else?
Oh, yes. Rad Industries, Rad Dan. He drifts a Supra in FD.
I was going to say, I'm surprised that as much FD as you watch. Like seriously, everybody in your family has their little spot that they sit in and kind of like, she's in college, so she's like studying for class, and all I hear is like all these sounds. I'm like, what do you watch? She's like, oh, FD is in Atlanta this weekend. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So she watches an amazing amount of drifting, and not one of your channels are like an FD driver or anything like that.
No, most of the FD drivers aren't that active on YouTube.
Because
per se. They're drifting, and usually in the off season they're trying to build. But Rad Industries, he has a SC300 that he was trying to build for his wife to drift. But he has two Supras, but they're kind of overbuilt in a way. They're for FD. They're for FD. He calls one Big Blue and I think Baby Blue. Okay. But they're still, I think one has 900 and one has 1200 horsepower. So it's too much for his wife to learn how to drift on. So he got an SC300, which is very similar. To learn how to drift around, like Adam does around his compound. He moved out to Florida and he has a little area that he drifts in now.
Everybody seems to be in Florida. So comment below, let me know what you think about Tristan's list. Tristan's actually going to be doing, I mentioned a podcast, so she'll be joining me. I'd love for some of you guys to hear her opinion because she knows a lot more about the drifting world than I do. Like all the whole knuckle up, and she's in all the Facebook groups, all the SC guys. I mean, it's amazing the amount of stuff this young lady knows, and I'm not biased. I'm like stumped sometimes. She says, "Oh, do you know about X, Y, Z?" I'm like, "No, I'm a German. I raised her to love German cars. That's why she has a Volkswagen. Yeah. But she's all JDM."
No, that's not true.
Partially.
Just for drifting.
For drifting. For drifting, but that's what you love.
True, but other things too. I have other ideas in my head.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video. We wanted to keep it brief, and she's keeping the old man young. I appreciate you guys watching. You'll see some more Tristan. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.